Hello, friends, and welcome into NBA Now. I am Tom Downey, here to react to the latest NBA mock draft from The Ringer and Kevin O'Connor. The draft is just around the corner. Perfect time to break it down. A shocker at pick number 1. It's Brandon Miller. No, I'm kidding. It's Victor. We all know the Spurs are going to go that route. That is the most obvious pick. I don't know, maybe since LeBron. There's been other very obvious selections, Zion, etc., but this is a no-brainer. In theory, next great European big man also gets to go to the Spurs. Funny how that tends to work out. They get the number 1 overall pick once again. The expectations around him are unbelievably high. In fact, probably a bit unfair that this question is both valid and yet so ridiculous. How many MVPs will Victor Wembanyama end up winning? If any, you can type in 0. The talent is unbelievable. How many MVPs will he win? Go ahead and vote in the comment section. Pick number 2. Here's actually Brandon Miller, the Alabama wing, going to the Charlotte Hornets. A lot of recent buzz that the Hornets are going to go with Miller. Those of us here at Chat Sports, I think a lot of people had the exact same gut reaction of, well, you have LaMelo Ball, so Miller probably fits better, even if Scoot Henderson is a maybe better prospect than Brandon Miller. Now, we'll know for sure later this month. The NBA draft will be live here on Chat Sports. We'll be having a lot of fun breaking down each and every single pick, so make sure you guys are subbed. Don't miss out. YouTube.com/chatsportstv. Number 3, and Portland's in a tricky spot here. Are they going to trade this pick? A lot of buzz of maybe that's the route they choose to end up going here because of the presence of Dame Lillard. Maybe they could trade Dame Lillard. Also, there's Anthony Simons. So Henderson's the pick as the next of the big 3 available. Uncertain if it'll actually be Portland making that pick, though. Bit of a surprise here. A lot of the buzz that one of the Thompson twins would be the 4th overall pick, but the Ringer has him going with Cam Whitmore. Now, I like Cam Whitmore's upside. The pitch here was if the Rockets are going to sign James Harden, maybe a wing makes more sense. I think Whitmore's not a finished product, but there is a lot of upside in that kind of probably small forward role for Houston, although, again, positionless basketball, blah, blah, blah. Houston's Jarace Walker, the pick here at number 5 to the Detroit Pistons. Detroit has gone guard heavy. The Pistons, I know, are heartbroken about not getting Victor Wembanyama or Brandon Miller or even a Scoot Henderson. They have gone guards in recent years. It is a little bit early for Jarace Walker. Going over both Thompson twins is at least curious. Maybe you could see a trade down here from Detroit. The Pacers have been linked to trying to move up. Maybe they could take one of the Thompson twins. Although they don't in this mock draft, which we'll get to. But first, the Orlando Magic taking Amen Thompson. They go with Amen over Ausar, which I'm fine with this. I do worry about you're taking another point guard who maybe isn't the best shooter, which is what Markelle Fultz has here. But there is a lot of upside for the overtime elite guard. Taylor Hendricks, the pick at number 7 out of UCF. You pair him with Miles Turner. I really like that fit. Plus, you have Tyrese Halliburton, so guard probably isn't the biggest need there for Indiana. Now, we all know who the best player is, or at least I think 80-90% of us agree on that. Who is your favorite prospect in this year's NBA draft? This is today's pinned comment. So if an ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there. Let me know your favorite prospect in this year's NBA draft. Ausar Thompson, next up here to the Wizards. I don't mind going with another guard, whether it's alongside Bradley Beal or as a replacement from that perspective. I think this A. Thompson is a good fit for the Wizards. Anthony Black to the Utah Jazz here. I think he's probably the best player available. If there's a bit of a top 9, he'd probably be 9 at worst in that category. So, and given the Utah has needs everywhere except for Lauri Markkanen, that makes sense as far as I'm concerned. What I don't like is this pick here. Cason Wallace. And it's not about the player. Look, 6'8", wingspan at 6'2" is valuable. I like that the kind of combo guard that those Kentucky players tend to bring. My issue here is for Dallas. You have, in theory, Kyrie Irving still. You have Luka Doncic, and you have Jaden Hardy. Another more ball-handling guard isn't what you want. I don't think it's what you need. I would prefer a big man. I know it's not a great big man or a pure shooter. Don't love that fit for the Dallas Mavericks, who might trade the pick anyway. Number 11, Grady Dick. This is my favorite player in this year's draft for the exact reasons that you could probably guess there. I also love his fit in Orlando. they don't have enough shooters, and that's kind of what Grady Dick is good at. Derek Lively here to the Thunder, which, hey, we're adding more skinny big men to a certain extent in Oklahoma City, sure. It's not a great pure center class, so I wouldn't be surprised if Lively gets bumped up as a result. Jalen Hood-Schifino, who I've heard some up and down, inconsistent where he ends up going spots. I think it's a good fit in Toronto because I don't know what their guard spot looks like long-term, so I like that pick there by the Ringer. Keontae George, who they pitch as the eventual replacement for C.J. McCollum. Okay, that's fine. You're also at 14, so when you're at the back end of the lottery, / you're about to be out of the lottery altogether, I'm not going to overreact too much one way or the other. You're kind of taking you're taking flyers either way. All right, another Frenchman off the board here, much to the delight of producer Sam, by the way, who is French. Bilal Koulibaly, out of France. Sam's a big fan of Koulibaly. Thank you, Sam. He's a big fan. Is he being biased? Who knows on that one here. But drafting wings is kind of what the Hawks do, and there is 3-and-D upside here, so that's a good fit alongside Trae Young. Kobe Buffkin next up here from the Michigan Wolverines to the Utah Jazz. Anthony Black, Kobe Buffkin, Black and Buffkin alongside Markkanen. That sounds like it's kind of fun right there. I also love this pick at number 17, Nick Smith. Hey, why not gamble on a combo guard, maybe just a straight shooting guard who was supposed to be a potential lottery pick, didn't have the best year for Arkansas, was a bit banged up as well. I like that gamble for the LA Lakers. You're picking at 17. Why not gamble on a player with higher upside who, guess what, will be in a pretty damn good situation alongside, LeBron James in theory for at least another year, Anthony Davis, etc., Austin Reeves even. I like that pick for LA. Back to the G League we go. The Canadian-born Leonard Miller. Look, he's 6'9" with a 7'2" wingspan. I would like a little bit better three-point shooting consistency, but if he can develop that, and maybe the Heat's recent run of finding all the shooters is a good sign for him, then I like that fit in Miami. I think they could use some more. I don't know if he's a full-on stretch forward, but I think he can play some stretch fours for you if he can develop that shot. Today's show is made possible by our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Tons of NBA draft prop bets. I would say just put all of your money on Victor going number one. It's free investment, right? You can also bet on the NBA Finals, the games, and, of course, Finals MVP odds. It's Nikola Jokic. I have no doubts about that, although I love the way Jamal Murray's been playing. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code CHAT125. Producer Patrick loves this pick because, he went to Xavier. Colby Jones, which he does have the two-way skills that Golden State covets, but I don't know. Is he going to play that much with the roster currently constructed? I'm not sure what the best path is for Golden State right now, but you have Moses Moody, you have Jordan Poole, I suppose. It's Jonathan Kuminga is a forward who can't get on the court. Jones is more of a guard. I don't know about the instant impact, but maybe you're drafting for the future. Jordan Hawkins out of UConn to the Rockets here. I like this fit a lot. Now, there's been some buzz. Houston could trade this pick. Wouldn't be shocked there. I like shooters. That's all I care about in the NBA, especially at the back end of round one. Shooters. That's what Jordan Hawkins is. All right, Dariq Whitehead is a really interesting prospect. The upside is probably top 5, top 10 in this class, but he was hurt, back injury pretty much all this past year. That's going to be a huge issue. Sorry, a foot injury. My bad. Foot, not back injury. But he shot really well from deep. He has the traits to be this next great, wing scorer. But is he going to live up to it? Also, does Brooklyn need more wings? Who knows? Ben Shepherd out of Belmont is the next pick here. I was a little intrigued that Shepherd went 22 in this mock draft. The pitch was Joe Harris replacement, which I get that. But I don't know if Shepherd's quite worth that 22 pick. Maybe I'll look dumb in the end. Certainly would not be the first time. I want you guys to name an NBA draft sleeper prospect next up here. I think Ben Shepherd from Belmont fits that category. So sound off with that sleeper prospect for me. Where else but the comment section? Let's go to Marquette for the Trailblazers' next pick here. Olivier Maxence Prosper. Good defender. if he can develop that three-point shot, then you've got that oh-so-coveted 3-and-D player, but I think he's more of a defender than he is anything else right now. I wonder if this was rigged. I really do. Because Chris Murray, of course, the brother of Keegan Murray, goes to the Sacramento Kings. Of course, that's what ends up happening, I suppose, in the end. I actually don't hate it, though. Maybe a little bit of a overlap of the prospect, but you're drafting 24. That's kind of the whole purpose of taking a player later on. Bobby Klintman, I would maybe wonder if Bobby's a funner name to go by, but it's pronounced Bobby there. He, by the way, I'll make note, left the combine early and then said he was staying in the draft. So I wonder if there was a promise potentially, or at least he said he was staying in the draft and left the combine early, I should say. I wonder if there was a promise made to him at some point. You've got a little maybe backup Jaren Jackson here type of player, like can play some 4, can play some 5, back in around 1. I like that. Like this pick of Bryce Sensabaugh because I like guys that can get buckets, can score. If he can be your 7th or 8th guy off the bench, got him at pick 26, super valuable. And Page's never been scared of drafting Ohio State players. G.G. Jackson is next up. Again, you're looking for some backup big 6'8" with a 6'11" wingspan, so there's value there. What is noteworthy is Jackson has canceled workouts, which is a very clear sign he has a draft promise. I wonder if he ends up going closer to like 17 than 27. Utah Jazz gamble here on Jet Howard. He has not become the prospect that I think everyone was hoping he was going to be. He did turn pro. There had been lottery hype around him, but you're Utah. You're just taking flyers. It's a good gamble to make there. Trace Jackson Davis, who's good athlete, good size, by the way. I don't know if another big is maybe the best bet for Indiana, but you're at 29, so, I'm not going to be upset about it at all. And then finally, the Clippers. Here's another backup big. Notice a trend here late. Backup big, backup big. Noah Clowney, who I think does offer some intriguing shot blocking and defensive versatility, makes him a very valuable potential late round 1 pick. So grade the Ringers NBA mock draft for me. A, B, C, D, or F. I will take no offense because, I didn't do it. But sound off. Grade it for me in the comments.